Hello everybody and welcome to this Easter Monday edition of the Chris Pritchard Cycling News Show. Plenty of good, high-spirited, positive news stories coming up. However, let's just get this one out of the way straight away. Let's nip it in the bud. Let's not give it too much attention, but I do feel it certainly needs a little bit of attention. So, a viewer of the show sent in this video here when they came across. The riders are going to remain nameless, all right? I'm not even going to give you a clue who it is. But this person sent in this video of clearly two people from different households meeting up, riding together, potentially, yes, all right, they could be 2 meters apart. But then they both stop at the same place, i.e. one of the other's house. From there, one of the riders then takes off and obviously goes back to their own abode. But like, come on guys, we should be doing better than this. And listen, I'm not preaching, I'm not no more holier than thou in any way, shape or form. But why be so selfish? And you might think that, oh, it's just a ride, I'm just riding with my friend. I stayed 2 meters back, I didn't touch him, I didn't come into contact with him when we were in the house. Unless they did. I don't think so, but each to their own. But they shouldn't be doing that if they're in separate households. Like, you touch a handle, you touch the toilet flush, and before you know it, everything's contaminated. But it's not this is not a lesson in hygiene. This is just simply saying that we're still not doing a good enough job as cyclists to not give ourselves a bad name. We're already in the press a lot with this whole saga of cyclists going out in groups, riding together. You saw on Francis's channel only a few days ago, he was pictured on Box Hill and it looked like him and 4 or 5 other riders were all riding in a group. However, when you saw his point of view, they were clearly miles apart from, well, meters apart from each other. They were the correct amount of distance away from each other. However, on Box Hill, you'll know that it's fairly narrow. So unless you're going to sit behind a rider going slower than you, you're really going to struggle to get past them. But anyway, by the by, we just need to do better. Like, come on. Even if it's just 2 people from 2 different households, it's still not good enough. And before you know it, we're going to lose the privilege of riding outdoors. It's simple. You just keep your ride short. You ride on your own. And you don't stop, you just do your loop and head back home. It's not rocket science. People aren't asking for blood. They're simply asking, just stay at home, exercise responsibly. Anyway, if you come across anybody on your Stravas who you feel are taking the piss in terms of their group riding, that they're still out there riding in groups, send us a video, let us know who they are, and we will start calling them out by name. I feel like potentially this person might have realised, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, let's move on to some more positive indoor related news. Pesh. Next up, and I've got a huge apology to make. Monumental, massive. One of the biggest apologies you will ever see on YouTube, ever. So last week in the news show, I reported that all sorts of crazy events and challenges are going off on the indoor circuit. Cameron Jeffers doing his Everest, and we've got someone else. We'll get to this news story shortly. But prior to all the real challenges kicking off, we had James Losley Williams. You'll know him as Hank from the GCN channel. He took on 24 hours of riding on Zwift, and I didn't even mention it. I didn't even give him a nod. I'm so sorry, Hank. Now, me and Hank go way back. And I've got so much time for that young gentleman. However, the fact that I didn't even mention him is just so disrespectful. So Hank, if you are watching this, make sure you hit that like button. But above all, I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Your efforts didn't go unnoticed. I checked it out. I followed it. I just forgot to mention it on the show. But come on, it's just me on my own. So I apologise, and hopefully you will forgive me. Next up, and talking about crazy challenges, you know where I'm going with this. You probably saw it over the weekend. So Hank's ridden 24 hours. Cameron Jeffers has Everested on Alpe de Zwift. But that wasn't good enough for Francis Cade. Brand new to the platform Zwift, he jumped on over the past couple of weeks. He unlocked Alpe de Zwift. Then he said, "Oh my beer, I'm going for a double Everesting attempt." Francis streamed the whole event over on his channel. The video's still processing, probably will be for the next 7 weeks because there's like 31 hours of footage. But his stats over on the Zwift companion app are as follows. He covered a distance of 434.5 kilometers in a time of 31 hours, 28 minutes and 14 seconds. The elevation gain was 17,900 meters and he burned 13.5 thousand calories. Hesh. And you can see here on his power data that he played the long game. Max wattage 257, average 143. Although I am going to throw this out there, no RA monitor and no cadence. I think personally he should have to do it again. I'm joking. I think he's absolutely amazing. Listen, he was doing it for the NHS. If you want to donate, I know I've asked over the weekend already for people to donate to another charity, but if you want to donate to his Just Giving page, link is down in the description. This is not me asking you, this is Francis asking you, and for Francis's efforts, surely you can spare just a little bit of change. Unbelievable, absolutely amazing. Now, we're going to take a bit of a tangent here on this story because, listen, the story, amazing. An amazing feat of endurance, amazing feat of mental and physical endurance. And obviously, press got wind of it. A lot of people writing lovely things about it. And one such place that wrote something nice about it, or at least reported on it, was road.cc. They wrote about it saying, cyclist attempts Zwift double Everest to raise cash for NHS. And then it goes on to just explain the story, basically what Francis and his friend Alex Hill was doing on the hill. They were double Everesting and breaking down the rules and a few little quotes there from their GoFundMe page. Nice little write-up that hopefully will give them more money and more exposure, really. Now let's just compare that to the article that they wrote about Cameron Jeffers when he attempted his Everesting on Alpe d'Huez. I'm not going to read it, but basically you can see there's a paragraph basically explaining, not saying anything else other than exactly what's currently going on. Cameron is attempting to virtually ascend Mount Everest. He's been going for over 7.5 hours, blah, blah, blah. And then in a paragraph double the size of what the original article is about is their hack job at Cameron Jeffers. So then I was thinking, I'm sure I've seen other articles from them. So then I just looked into it. So here is them trying to get some clout by posting the video that me and Cameron did, the cyclist that raced the train across the country. Subheadline there, Cameron Jeffers was stripped of national... So again, one line explaining what the video is, 10 lines saying what he did wrong a year ago. A couple of paragraphs there. Oh, look, according to that, I'm just Cameron Jeffers' friend. Thanks. Cheers, dick. But then again, there, another paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraphs, all about his misdemeanor that I think we all agree on. 1, he served his time. 2, he's accepted his punishment. 3, should never have happened in the first place. So, whatever. I don't know why they feel the need to do this. Obviously, I'm pretty protective over him because he's a buddy of mine. And I've seen the amount of effort that he puts into trying to make his channel grow and to try and inspire people to get on a bike, to ride a bike, to become a racer, to become a YouTuber, whatever it is. He's fully behind that. And the fact that they don't even acknowledge that, the fact that they don't even give him any credit for making his videos, for doing his Everesting, it's all simply about the one thing that he did wrong that was never wrong in the first place because the rules were never in place. Like, come on. We don't necessarily have to like brown nose each other, but at least let's get behind each other within the cycling industry and try and help support other people. Anyway, we've gone off on a tangent there that I didn't really want to go off because it takes away from the amazing efforts of what Francis has done and what all those people did that joined him. Over the weekend, I did one ascent. One ascent for me now sounds absolutely ridiculously feeble when people are doing it 17 times. But I saw potentially 3 or 4 different people who were all attempting Everesting attempts while they were up on the Alps. So kudos for anybody that takes on an Everesting attempt, especially indoors. Francis, I doff my cap. Congratulations, well done. You earned those pizzas. I'm sure you've more than earned that beer as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy a few days of rest. Next up, and let's talk about Team INEOS, because they were in the news over the weekend as they took part in the first ever Team INEOS group ride and then the Team INEOS inter-team race up Alpe de Zwift. Were you part of the group ride for a start? Did you enjoy that? Because that was one of the most attended, I think the most attended Zwift group ride there ever has been. There was over 15,000 people in that group ride. And then after that, the following day, they had a race up the Alpe. So they split the team down into 6 teams of 5 riders. And I think a lot of people were expecting to see fireworks between the climbers. Egan Bernal versus Chris Froome versus Geraint Thomas versus Richard Carapaz. But what did we get in the end? We got Rowan Dennis, time trial extraordinaire, smashing it to pieces. Do not tell me that that man had his trainer difficulty on 100%. Ain't no way.
That is 1 kilometre to go now for Rowan Dennis, riding away to victory. Only mechanical, only a big problem can stop him here now, Matt.
He got his head down, he just smashed it, and he went up the Alpe. It was all streamed over on Zwift's channel. Links down in the description if you want to go and re-watch it all. All in all, a pretty good event. Like the way that they brought the graphics in, the way that they had interviews with the riders as well, the fact that they had the Eurosport team commentating on it. It was a highly polished, high quality stream from Zwift. Slightly annoyed that I couldn't comment. For some reason, I've been blocked. So if you're in the comments on a Zwift stream, just use a hashtag free Pritch speech. So I can try and get back into it. I don't know why they've blocked me, but for some reason they have. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about Rowan Dennis and his amazing climbing capabilities. So, are we going to see Rowan Dennis become this brand new, super domestique, working for the likes of Egan Bernal and Chris Froome in the Alps and the Pyrenees when we get to the Grand Tours? Or did he have his training difficulty set to 0 and he just got his head down and he just TT'd it all the way to the end? You decide. So let me pass the question off to you on this one. What do you think to this live stream? Did you enjoy it? Did it feel more of an exhibition than an actual out-and-out race? You know, like the Zwift Classics or the Zwift Kiss Super League? Did you feel like you had the excitement of an actual race, or was it a bit more of an exhibition? I don't know. But with this as well, do you think that we're legitimizing indoor racing even more? Because these pros, I mean, Chris Froome's taking part in this. Geraint Thomas is taking part in this racing. Another question I want to ask as well is, are we seeing, I think I've said it in the past, but indoor racing becoming even more legitimized? The fact that we've got the likes of Chris Froome, Geraint Thomas, Egan Bernal, Rowan Dennis, these people are now being almost forced to get their competitive juices flowing via indoor racing. And do you think this is legitimizing it even more? Do you think we're now in a position, still early on I know, but where these pros are going to take this seriously and potentially implement it maybe in their winter, or start swapping out if the funds are there and there's an audience for it? Do you think you could potentially see them swap out a few outdoor races for a few more indoor races? I don't know. Let me know down below. And finally, in the news, let's talk about another man taking on another extreme endurance challenge. Geraint Thomas, 2018 Tour de France winner, is taking on 3 consecutive 12-hour shifts on his bike to help raise money for the NHS.
Hey, what's up guys? Obviously it's very challenging times at the moment, but as we all know, the NHS is doing an unbelievable job, and I'm not sure if you've seen, but INEOS and the team have been working super hard to get hand sanitizer delivered to hospitals all over the UK, and I wanted to help out in any small way I could. All I know is bike riding, so I thought do a charity ride and I'd mirror an NHS worker's shifts. So starting Wednesday 15th of April, going to be here in my garage, picturesque garage on Zwift, and I'm going to do 3 back-to-back 12-hour shifts, starting Wednesday, finishing Friday evening. And all the money obviously going to NHS. If you want to join me on Zwift, if you'd like to make a small donation, and just come and ride with me. And I'm a little nervous because I haven't ridden that long in a day before, so I'm going to be pretty sore by the end of day 1, let alone day 3, but it's all for a great cause. And I'll be live streaming everything on my Facebook page, so you can come and well, watch me suffer. Cheers guys, and wish me luck.
Clearly G has zero qualifications when it comes to nursing and being a doctor, so he's doing what he knows best. He's using his PhD in riding a bike and winning the Tour de France to good use. Hopefully going to raise over £100,000 for the NHS. The GoFundMe page has already been set up, and prior to him even turning a wheel, he's already raised just under £15,000 with a target of £100,000. So he's raised that before he's even turned his pedals. So if you want to be part of those rides, if you want to get involved in that, the best way to do that is go and follow G on Zwift so you know when he's taking part in these, and then you can just go and join him at any point during his ride. Give him some moral support, give him a little ride on, and donate some money. Again, links down in the description if you want to go and donate to G's NHS Zwift night shift. Wait, he's not even doing it at night. He should be doing it at night. Make it even harder for yourself, Geraint. Do it at night time. Says the man who refuses to do anything more than an hour on a bike nowadays. G, good luck, man. You're going to bloody need it. Oh, and by the way, I won Paris Roubaix yesterday. If you want to check out that video, links down in the description. YouTube have screwed it up. They're still processing the video. It was only an hour and 40 minutes long. Should have been done by now, so I don't think it's going out to many people. So if you want to go and see me take on Peter Sagan in the epic velodrome of Roubaix, if you want to see one of the best finishes of a Paris Roubaix ever, I'm talking better than Matt Heyman. Links down in the description. Go and give it a watch, hit that like button and leave a nice comment underneath it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to be back again with a Zwift video tomorrow. So if you're under level 10 and you want to know what the best bike is to have, Pritchard's got the answer. You'll find it out tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, stay safe. Hit that like button. Oh, subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you've not, hit that dislike button. I don't care. Bye.